Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're comparing the Boss HM2 heavy metal to the Behringer HM300 heavy metal. We're gonna hear how they sound similar and maybe how they sound different. So if that sounds cool, stick around. We're getting right into it. So in this video, like I said, we're comparing the Boss HM2 to the Behringer HM300. Now the Boss HM2 heavy metal is an iconic pedal. It's got a cult following. It is kind of the sound that made up the genre of death metal, but it's not only used in death metal, it's used in a whole bunch of different genres. It's a really high gain pedal with a very signature sound. So let's go ahead and see the Boss HM2 compared to the heavy metal from Behringer, the HM300. Now, as we can see, there are 4 controls on each pedal. We have a volume, low and high, and then a gain. Now, traditionally, the cult setting, I believe, again, I'm not the biggest expert on death metal, but the setting that defined the genre, the sound, is everything on 10. So what we're gonna do first off, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna play some, I was playing earlier and I just started playing Black Sabbath or Black Sabbath type stuff. So on this first clip, we're gonna play some Black Sabbath. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna max out all of the volumes, or well, all of the controls, the bass, treble, and gain on both the HM2 and the HM300. And then we're gonna set the levels to like unity. You know what? No, I changed my mind. We're gonna go all the way up. So everything on 10. So let's go ahead and hear the difference in sound. It's everything on 10 from the HM2 to the HM300. It's a lot of gain. Sounds awesome though, right? So that was the HM2 and the HM300 on completely full, like everything all the way up. I'm gonna turn the volumes down a little bit. Let's go ahead and play something a little different. Same EQ and gain settings, so everything all the way up. I wanna play something a little bit tighter, like a little tighter response, like palm muting, like pop punk or, you know, any sort of palm muting riff, to get a little bit more of a sense of how the two pedals are different or similar in the bass response. So here's the clean guitar. Now, let's go ahead and hear each of the pedals with their EQ set in the middle. Now, this EQ style, these bands are active EQ bands, meaning when the knobs are in the middle, straight up and down, noon, you get the flattest, like the least amount of voicing shift. From there, you can amplify the frequency by turning it up past noon, or you can attenuate the frequency by turning it below noon. So let's go ahead, hear these. Okay, well, before we do this, let's go over the gain range in both of them, because the gain range in the HM2 circuit is not super usable. It's really like gain off or gain on to my ears. Yeah, you can kind of hear, like, at minimum, it's like a low gain. And then as you get up like past maybe 25%, it's just high gain. So let's hear the Behringer. Behringer, same thing. Let's turn both of them on low gain. Okay, I'm getting way off track. Pretty similar. So, okay, I got way off track there, I apologize. We're doing gain all the way up, EQs up at noon, which means they're the flattest response. So let's go ahead and play these two settings. Let's go ahead and turn the bass all the way down on both of them. You can hear as you turn down the bass, you kind of like tighten up the bottom end, thin it out a little bit. Let's go back to flat bass response and then turn the treble down. Another thing to note is that in the HM2 circuit, the treble pot is tied to two different frequencies. One, a treble frequency, and then one more of like a high mids frequency, I think. So you can hear that the treble, turning it down, has a really drastic effect. Let's compare the two side by side. They sound pretty similar. They do sound a little tiny bit different, at least to my ears in the room. I would love to know what you think in the comments below. Of course, please let me know how you think they sound different, and then of course which one you think sounds better, because that's a really subjective thing. It's like, this one sounds better than that one. You can really only be the judge of that. To me, in the room, they do sound a tiny bit different. I'm really not sure which one I like better. I'm kind of leaning towards the heavy metal. I'm leaning towards the heavy metal. It's up to you to decide which one. I'm actually kind of leaning towards the Behringer for some settings. Let's go ahead, turn the treble all the way up. So let's hear how that sounds when you turn it from minimum up. Also, as you can hear, they're very noisy. It's a very noisy circuit. Now we're going to turn the treble to mid-range, so it's not boosting or cutting any frequencies. And I want to see where the bass lies in both the pedals. And they both sound so good. Again, let me know in the comments below which one you like. The big difference between these two pedals are construction. Now, the HM2 is in a metal enclosure. It's built as reliably as all the other Boss pedals, which is super rock solid. The Behringer is built like pretty much all the other Behringer pedals in a plastic casing. Now, the plastic is pretty thick plastic, but it really doesn't inspire any confidence on, like, you know, putting this on a pedal board and stomping on it. I've been pushing these with my hands, so it's not really any problem. And that's where these Behringer pedals shine, because these Behringer pedals are like 20 or 30 bucks. Now, they are super sought after, and they're in limited quantities when stores get them in, you know, so they're often out of stock. But it's a great way to try a specific circuit, or like a signature circuit that you've been wanting to try, but you can't justify spending all the money on an original, like something like a Boss, you know, heavy metal HM2. Now, another pedal, while we're here, I did want to throw in the Fuzzlord HM6. Thank you, Jason. Jason let me borrow these two pedals right here, the HM2 and the HM300. So I wanted to, you know, kind of compare this with the rest of the three. Now, this is a different type of HM circuit. It is based on the HM2. It is, but it has 3 bands of EQ, and it has a clean blend, and it's not exactly the same voice as the HM2, so it's not going to get you precisely the same sounds. If you want more information about the HM6, I do have a full demo here on the channel. I'll link it up in the, can never remember which side. I'll link it up in the cards above, and I'll put a link in the description of this video. Okay, so for this example, I just hooked up the HM6. We're gonna do that signature sound where everything is all the way up at 10. So all the knobs are up. On the HM6, the clean blend is completely off. so it's only distorted signal. So here's the HM2. There it is, the HM300 versus the HM2 with the HM6 thrown in there. I would love to know in the comments below which of these two specifically, the Behringer and the Boss, which one of those was your favorite? Which one did you like better? But also, did you enjoy the HM6? Let me know that in the comments below too. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Check out all the other gear demos and instructional videos I have here. And if you want to follow me on a daily basis and interact with me a little bit more, you can always head on over to Instagram and follow me at Eric Merrow. I'm always posting stuff over there constantly. I love talking back and forth on Instagram and here on YouTube. I also want to send a gigantic thank you to these folks right over here who are my executive producers for my Patreon page. I really appreciate all the support. Y'all are my Patreon fam and you are the best. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and I will see you in the next video.